Hi everyone, this is Carlos Mejia, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create a project template that fits your needs. First off, what is a project template? A project template is a starting point for all your projects. Revit comes preloaded with some templates that include basic plans and views, loaded families, and various settings. A custom template addresses specific needs you may have. For example, if you have a particular set of deliverables every time you work on a project, you can speed up your workflow by having your settings preloaded from the start. In this video, we'll be creating our own custom template. Now there are two ways to create a new template, from scratch or by modifying an existing template. Our starting point will be Revit Architectural Template, which comes preloaded with various families and settings we can use. To open a new template, we go to New under Projects. We look for the template file we want, in this case Architectural Template, and we will create a new project template. Then we click OK. As you can see, we have some elevations created, as well as two levels. If we go to walls, we can see there are some walls created. Same if we go to windows or doors. There's one wall in different sizes, and if we go to doors, we'll find the same. If you're a student, these are great to get you started. If you're a professional, this is where you can get rid of those families you won't use. To get rid of families you don't need, you go to the project browser, and we'll go to find families. These are all the different categories of families that are in this model. So in order to delete some, you can go to the category you want. So we go to walls, basic wall. Here we can see all the walls already created. If we right click on one, it gives us options to delete it or rename it. And if we delete it, they will be off of this template. Back to our starting point. Before we continue, we need to figure out what elements we want our template to have. In this tutorial, we will create various floor plans and elevations we can use as a starting point in our project. Let's start with the floor plans. In a regular project, you might have 5 plans, such as an annotated plan, color-coded, demolition, dimension, or furniture plan. Now, in order to create different plans, we need to duplicate the first floor plan that we get. And we're going to do these 5 times for the 5 different floor plans that we're going to need. Now I'm going to do the same thing for level 2. Once we have created all our copies, we will create view templates. A view template contains all the settings you want to apply to a specific view. So there will be floor plan view templates, elevation view templates, section view templates, etc. Now we'll have to create our own for each of the different types of floor plans we just created. In this case, 5 different view templates. Now we can do that in the view template menu at the bottom of the properties bar. Here or by doing our modifications in this floor plan and then saving this view as a template that we can later apply to different other floor plans. We'll go with the second option and make our modifications on our drawing space first. Now we decide what elements we want to see in this particular view. For example, let's begin with our furniture plan. In this plan, we only want to see our basic building elements: doors, walls, and windows, and of course our furniture. Let's go to our floor plan. So we're going to go to the View tab and the Visibility and Graphics button. Here you see a list of all the different model categories in our plan, and in the next tab we'll see a list of all the different annotation categories. For our furniture plan, we want to hide certain annotations. We're going to look for things like dimensions, elevations, and sections. If you're a professional and you're using any kind of tags, such as door and window tags, you'll want to hide them here as well. Once we're done, we click OK. As you can see, our elevation markers have disappeared. Now we can make other changes here as well, such as scale here in the bottom, graphic display, and detail level. We're going to set this one to fine, and we're going to leave this scale to 1/8. Once we're done setting up our floor plan, making all the corrections we want to make, we're going to save this view as a view template. So under the View tab, in the View Templates button, we'll select Create Template from Current View. We're going to name this Furniture Plan. In this menu, we can see the other view templates that have been created and modify them. Now, once we're done, we'll click OK. Now we go to the View Template button in our Properties bar and apply the view template to our furniture plan just by selecting it, clicking OK. So now this floor plan is tied to this view template. If we go to level 2 furniture plan, we can do the same thing. As you can see again, the elevation markers have disappeared. So now you just have to repeat this process for all the specific views you might need in the future. In case you'll be working with multiple scales for the same plan, you'll have to create a template for each of the scales. And this works the same way for elevations and sections. If you're going to have two different kinds of elevations or two different kinds of sections, this is how you can create a view template that you'll apply to each and make it easier for you in the future. Another benefit to having your own project template is preloading different elements. One of them being families. So if you go to Architecture tab and the component, we'll see that there's some families already loaded into our template. We can go ahead and add our own by going to Load Family, and if we're looking to add furniture, go to the Furniture folder and just select a piece. Now we don't want to place it in our template, but if we go back to Component, you can see that our chair is already there. So if you have a set of families, not necessarily furniture, but also plumbing fixtures, for example, you can have them preloaded into your template. So the next time you start a new project, all your families are going to be loaded in. If you're a professional, you can also bring in different details that you use in your practice. Have them preloaded right before you begin each project, making it easier for you to put together a set of plans. And you can also load title blocks. Different title blocks can be used for presentation purposes or for official purposes, like a set of construction documents. Now I'm going to bring in my presentation title block and leave it in this template for the future. If we go to Sheets, right click, and New Sheet, I can look for my presentation template As you can see, here's what it looks like. But now I can even prepare a basic presentation set that I know I always need. I can leave it preloaded into the template, so every time I begin, I don't have to waste any time putting that together. Now we have made some changes to this template, and we notice that our project browser has grown in size. Now this can become an issue if you start to use more than 2 levels. Now imagine having more levels with 5 floor plans for each, or having different elevations, different ceiling plans or sections. You're going to get a long list in your project browser. Now we can also change the way our project browser is organized. If we go to Views, we right click and go to Browser Organization, we can see that there are some options already made for us, and we can also create a new one. The easiest and more flexible way I find to group our plans, elevations, and sections requires a custom parameter. Now we want to divide our floor plans by level, but then we also want to have the option to divide our elevations and our sections into any groups that we want. So we'll create a custom parameter for that. We'll exit here. To create a parameter, we go to the Manage tab, the Project Parameters button. We'll go to Add. We'll name this parameter Category. And it will be a text type of parameter, and we're going to group it under Other. Here in the Categories list, we'll go all the way to the bottom and find Views, because we want to apply this parameter to our different views we may have. Click OK, and we click OK. Now, since we're here, we're also going to create another parameter so that we can group our title blocks into different groups. For that, we also go to Add. We'll call this Sheet Category. In our list, we're going to find sheets. And press OK. Now, if we go to a floor plan and we scroll to the bottom in the Properties bar, we'll see our parameter Category has been created. So for our floor plans, we're going to group it by level. So we can select our different level 1 floor plans and type in level 1 and apply. Now, since we created a view template for our furniture plan, we will go to the view template. We're going to go to the Include column and uncheck the category parameter and click OK. Now for the furniture plan, we can also change it to level 1. And we can select all of our level 2 floor plans and group them under level 2. And you can do this for all of the floor plans you're going to be creating. So if you have 3 levels or 6 levels, you can include those different categories. And once we're done, we go to Views, right-click, Browser Organization, and we'll create a new view organization, and we'll call it just New Organization. Okay. Under the Grouping tab, we'll group it by family and type first, and then by the category parameter we created. We click OK, and we check that box. We can also see that there's a Sheets tab, and we'll also create a new one. Click OK, and we're only going to group this by our parameter. And check that box as well, and click OK. So now you can see our floor plans have been grouped by levels. The question marks is just a site that has no category assigned to it. Elevations and ceiling plans, you also see that there's a question mark because there has not been any category assigned to these different views. If we go to sheets, we'll see the same thing. So for the title block that I brought in, that was my presentation. So I'm going to rename the category presentation, and you can see it's been created. So for example, if you go to new, we're going to bring in this title block, and for category we're going to call these construction document. Apply it, and you can see under sheets we have two different groups, one for our presentation and one for our construction document. So if you're working on a big project, at the beginning you're going to only be using the presentation, but later on you might be using the construction documents as well. So you can set up all the different sheets that you're going to need and have them preloaded before you even begin your project. Now that our template is complete, we can go ahead and save it. We go to File, Save As, save it as a template. We're going to leave this in our desktop as new template. We're going to close our template now. Now to start a new project with the template we created, we'll go to New under the Projects, and where it says Template File, we're going to browse and look for the one we just created. Desktop, New Template, and Open. And we're going to create a new project. Click OK. And as you can see, we started a new project. It has all the different floor plans we created before. They are even grouped by levels as we left it, and we have some of those title blocks already brought in. Now you have successfully created a template that's going to fit your needs and make your workflow even faster. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on our next video.